Hey, CNBC family and friends. Well, it's my weekly check-in, which is designed to keep you connected and updated about what's taking place here at CNBC. As we enter into a new month and another week of this new normal, I believe it's the 9th week of our new normal, we rejoice in the faithfulness of God, staff, and volunteers for which this work would not be possible. In the words of the Apostle Paul, I have not stopped thanking God for you, and I remember you in all of my prayers. I'm praying for your welfare and for your protection, for your good health and provision, and that God would give you every desire of your hearts. And not only give you the desires of your hearts, but that God would repay us for everything that the cankerworm and the locust has devoured. As usual, we are still feeding the community and the children of Shelby County Schools. We want to thank you for your support of the ministry, because there are many people who have been adversely affected by this coronavirus pandemic. Each week, many of them come to our church for assistance. Some need food, some need emergency assistance with rent and mortgage and utilities. And I'm happy to report that we've been able to help them consistently because of the generosity of people like you. We've even been able to give economic stimulus checks to members of our congregation who are experiencing unemployment on a weekly basis. This would not be possible without your support of the work we do, and I want you to know that what you're doing is making a difference. We will do as much as we can for as long as we can, and we rely upon your continued support as you are able, so that we can express the love of God in tangible ways. So as God has prospered you, we ask that you would continue to support this work. Let me say again that as of now, we will continue to live stream worship during the month of May. On next week, I plan to meet with our leadership team and confer with medical professionals as we seek to discern what re-entry back into the sanctuary will look like. We will be reimagining church for re-entry. This situation is so fluid and unpredictable, and to some degree is still risky. So we want to move prayerfully and carefully without causing undue harm to our members and friends. I'm looking forward to getting back in church, but I don't want to do it without doing it in a way that is safe. I hope that by now you've had a chance to check out the Poetry Cafe with Reverend I.O. Morton and Reverend Dr. Jamie Eady on last night. This is something that we will be offering to you over the next few weeks, and I hope you'll be blessed by it. I want to ask for your prayers for the family of CNBC member Josephine Cottrell. Her service will be held here at the church on Friday at 12 noon. The attendance restrictions are still in place, but the service will be streamed for those who would like to pay their respects. Please keep Dr. Nakia Grayson and family, Dr. Karen Streeter and family, Devin Marshall, Pat Talley, and Jane and Mary Tuggle in your prayers. All of them have had death in their family recently. I also want to solicit your prayers for Director Adrian Stitt, who's recovering from surgery. We wish him a swift and speedy recovery. I also want to ask you to help me celebrate and welcome our new members who have been added to the church through virtual membership. We might be sheltering in place, but the word of the Lord is not bound. And for this, we give God all the glory, honor, and praise that God has seen fit to add to the church. I hope that you plan to join us today for the Hats On for Mother's Virtual Tea at 4 p.m. Join us for a time of celebration and fun. We will not allow the pandemic to stop us from enjoying one another or from celebrating God's faithfulness to our church as we celebrate 53 years as a church beginning this Sunday. We will also have virtual communion. I hope you've had a chance to get your grape juice and your crackers so that we can commune at the table together. Let me also let me also give a shout out to all the mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, godmothers, and even aunties who have nurtured us in this life. To those who gave birth this year to your first child, we celebrate you. To those who lost a child this year, we mourn with you. To those who are in the trenches with little ones every day and who wear the badge of food stains, we appreciate you. To those who experience loss through miscarriage, failed adoptions, or running away, we mourn with you. To those who walk the hard path of infertility, fraught with pokes and prods and tears and disappointment, we walk with you. Forgive us when we say foolish things. We don't mean to make things harder. To those who lost their sons and daughters to violence and senseless killings, we weep with you and we mourn with you. To those who are foster moms, mentor moms, and spiritual moms, we need you. To those who have warm and close relationships with your children, we celebrate with you. To those who have disappointment, who have heartache and distance with your children, we sit with you. To those who have lost their mothers this year, we grieve with you. And not only to those who lost their mother this year, but to any who have lost your mother, we grieve with you. To those who experience abuse at the hands of their own mother, we acknowledge your experience. To those who live through driving tests and medical tests and the overall testing of motherhood, we are better for having you in our lives and in our midst. To those who are single and who long to be married and mothering your own children, we mourn that your life has not turned out the way you long for it to be. For those, or to those who step parent, we walk with you on these unique and sometimes complex paths. To those who envisioned lasting love or lavishing love on your grandchildren, yet that dream is not yet to be, we grieve with you. To those who will have emptier nests in the upcoming year, we grieve and we rejoice with you. To those who place children up for adoption, we commend you for your selflessness and remember how you hold that child in your heart. And to those of you who are pregnant with new life, both expected and surprising, we anticipate with you. I pray that these words that have been adapted by Amy Young have blessed you as you celebrate Mother's Day this weekend. Well, until next time, know that I'm praying for you, praying that God will bless you, praying that God will keep you, praying that God will surround you with his presence and with his glory, praying that God will bless us to see each other again in person sooner than later in the sanctuary. But until then, remember to pray, wash, remember to practice physical distancing, and remember to keep praying for those who are on the front line. And join us Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time as we worship the Lord together and celebrate 53 years of ministry as Christ Missionary Baptist Church. With faith, with hope, and with love, your pastor.